Mr. Patton. This is Caleb Head. I will be doing my scholarly essay on the movie Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2. According to Tarantino, it was just a single movie, but got split into two in post-production, so I believe it could be counted as a single movie. I chose this movie because I'm a huge Tarantino fan, for starters. It is the quintessential Tarantino-esque violence style movie. Buckets and buckets of blood, very over-the-top, old kung fu style kind of fighting and gore, which I think is indicative of a good film, a proper film. It's entertaining. Tarantino has said that in interviews before when people try to give him flack about how violent his movies are, but it is so over the top. It's clearly for entertainment purposes. The storyline is, I think, one that most people would kind of, I don't want to say relate to. We're not all mothers, but just the story of Mama Bear doing anything and everything to get back to her cub that's been taken from her. The non-linear storylines that Tarantino is so famous for, I think he did a grade A job in the Kill Bill volumes, using the chapters, the novelistic device of cutting it down into chapters and just putting them in the kind of order that really pulls you in. Having like an entire chapter about just the Hattori Hanzo, the story where she's got to go and convince Hattori Hanzo himself that she's worthy of his steel, and basically pulls him out of retirement for the sword, and that almost makes, it does make the sword itself its own character in the film, which I don't think anybody else does it like Tarantino in those ways. He's able to create such depth and layers in these storylines, and that's what makes him so amazing. And he's got amazing dialogue scenes in all of his movies, so I think that was also a big part of Kill Bill, the dialogues. And also the soundtrack was done by the RZA from Wu-Tang, which I think is very unconventional and speaks volumes of Tarantino's cultural awareness, and just, I guess, kind of giving people what they want. It was just such a perfect mashup, and the RZA did, I think, a flawless job with the soundtracks for both volumes. And these are all major aspects of this movie that I believe influenced and/or changed the film industry, both through narrative and through the filming techniques. His filming techniques are so visually pleasing, and even switching into the cartoon anime style, to tell the story of Oranishi and her background. And it's just, I can't think of another director that is able to do the things that he does the way that he does them. And he influences people, and he even says he's taken from every film he's ever watched. He's such a film buff himself. I don't think there's anybody like him. And it was definitely a Tarantino film, and Kill Bill happens to be, I think, one of his best. It's hard not to mention the others, but this is about a singular movie and not a director, so I'm going with that.